This is a quick review of the Zero Tolerance 0006. It's a smaller version of the ZT-9, which was a big bayonet designed to fit onto M4 rifles. That one looked cool and everything, but that's not really something we do with knives much these days, so it's nice that Zero Tolerance turned that design into something that's a little more campground friendly and optimized for the kinds of things we actually use larger knives for. The ZT-6 is a big, tough knife with big, tough aspirations. It chops and slices and stabs and builds houses for the homeless and listens to obscure indie rock bands and gives your life purpose after spending decades wandering in the wilderness of higher education propped up dangerously by a bloated infrastructure that does more to justify its own existence than actually prepare you for anything remotely like a fulfilling career. Point being, if we really had a point to begin with, the ZT-6 can do everything in nature you would want it to do. It'll carve a tent stake in baton wood and whittle surprisingly well, and help protect your family from the redcoats. This thing is a far cry from the ZT-9, but it still has a big, overbuilt vibe that makes it feel like it's capable of anything. The coffin handle manages to feel comfortable while still giving the hand a little texture to grip onto, and the shape makes it really easy to index the blade's edge. That makes chopping go a little faster, for me anyway, because I don't have great aim, and this makes it easier to keep hitting the same part of the branch. There's also a nifty little feature built into this handle where you can tighten the handle scales up against the handguard to stop it from rattling around. Zero Tolerance fit and finish is spot on though. The handguard stayed rock solid through all of our testing, so the footage you see here is just us playing around with screwdrivers for no reason. This would be a good place for me to talk about the steel, but I'm only letting myself say things like CPM3V or powder tool steel once in this video because I have trouble pronouncing all that, and I don't really feel like getting into a whole thing about vanadium carbides or 20CV comparisons because I know some jackass is just going to jump into the comments and correct me. So, the steel is nice. I like the stonewash finish. We chopped and batoned all day, and even though we did eventually chip the edge, it was after a reasonable stretch of inadvisable abuse. Probably around the time I was trying to get the bone out of this lamb steak. I hope we can all be happy if I leave it at that. In theory, you can use the sharpening tool to start a fire. God help us, we tried, but maybe not as long as we should have. I'm willing to admit that a better man than me would probably get something to light with it. For what it's worth, the knife is balanced so well that it's almost fun to spend 20 minutes waving it back and forth over some curly wood, but truth be told, we're only going to spend so long trying when there are better tools at hand. We were lukewarm on the sheath, but it does its job. The knife never fell out, no matter how vigorously we survived against the harsh wilderness. You can move the mounting plate up and down and change how the knife rides on the belt. For us, that meant choosing between the occasional rib punch from the handle or getting slapped in the ass every other step, but that's just part of carrying a big knife for us. But we got a lot of use out of this knife at the campsite. We got a fire and some food and felt pretty certain by the end of the day that there wasn't much we couldn't do with the knife if we had the inclination to do it, which we didn't, but we did some other stuff and that went pretty well, and now we're here telling you about how well it went. Cheers.